What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of Nas100 Analysis Today. I hope you guys have had a good weekend and you're ready to get back to business. Okay, and what's our business? Our business is the Nas100. What are we going to do for ourselves this week in regards to how we're going to move through the whole situation? Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. On this channel, we only talk about the Nas100. We talk about other things as well, but for the most part, we mainly talk about the Nas100. And since you're here, one of the things you could do is hitting the subscribe button, turning on the notification, and dropping us a like. So whenever I release a video, you're one of the first to see it. Okay, I highly recommend you do. Plus, obviously, it's useful information. Help you fill up your bank account. So why not? Right, so with all of that covered, let's begin. So last week, okay, we talked about a number of things, and we're just going to pick up from where we left off in regards to that. All right, so first things first, we're going to go to the day just for a quick recap. Right, so for the day, and in regards to what I'm about to talk about now, this is based off the moving averages. Okay, so the moving average 200 and the moving average 20. All right, so we have a cross right here, okay, above, well, below the current candles or the current price. All right, now usually what that means when you get MA cross is that price is going to push to the upside. This thing I'm saying is not set in stone. It doesn't mean 100% of the time that's what happens, but most of the time that's what happens. And the case in point to draw your attention to is we have an X over here, price came all the way down. We have an X over here, price came all the way up. And then we had the X over here, we had a little push downwards. All right, so now we have an X over here, and this is on a day, so this indication cannot be taken lightly. We definitely have to pay attention to this one. All right, so now that we've gotten that covered, we're going to jump into the hourly, where we get contradictory information in regards to what we're seeing here right now. All right, so first thing that we're going to notice in the hour is that we have a channel that has formed. I always like to refer to it as a structure because in a way it kind of is, right? But we have a channel. This is the channel right here, okay? And it is a descending channel, so you could say a descending flag, all right? Whichever one makes sense to you. So this is what we have at the moment. And as it stands, based off this current channel that we have at the moment, I was about to say structure, but I've been warned by a friend of mine that actually watches my channel that I need to start using the correct terminologies moving forward. So I'm going to do my best to do so. So going by the structure of this channel, right, the channel that we're looking at, price is most likely going to be doing something like this. This is what is expected for price to do, something like this, okay? And then it may break and push to the upside. Why am I saying a break and a push to the upside? Well, it's not purely. One of the indication is A, we have this channel, and B, we have the cross on the day, okay? But at the same time, in saying that, we have a cross on the hour too. But this cross on the hour is in a different location to the one we see on the day. This one, the cross is above current price, which means that according to what we're seeing in regards to the cross, the price is going to be pushing down. All right, so that's how it looks at the moment, but this is the most realistic path that price can take based on this structure that I'm seeing right now. This is the most realistic path, okay? Right now, in saying that, it's important that I do say this. I'm not giving you financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. It's important that you do the work, you understand how basically I came up with everything I'm saying, because you can do that yourself. It's not hard. Well, it kind of is, but you can do it. I have faith in you, right? And so that obviously you would know how to do these things yourself, and therefore you can navigate the markets yourself. You don't need anyone telling you what to do and how to do it, okay? So based on what I'm saying, I would say price is most likely going to be doing this. But at the same time, this is saying that price is going to be dropping downwards, which is fine, okay, right? It can do either or, but bottom line is if it carries on in this trend over here, okay, then it starts to push up, then it makes it easier for you to ride it to the upside, and the first jump off point that I can think of in regards to should price come down, okay, and then push up, right, would be either this location, so 12,960.03, and the second location would be 13,894.70. So these are the two locations that I think price could go to should it decide to shoot all the way up. And the day recommends this is the move that's going to be happening, and the hourly says it's going to be breaking down to, if I had to make a guess, I would say to around this zone over here, okay, which would be 11,961.94, right? So just to help you visualize what I am talking about is market opens in the next couple of minutes. So in 16 minutes, markets will be opening. Soon as market opens, it can do one or two things. It can obey this trend that we're seeing right here, do the move that I just showed in the drawing, which was something like this, okay, right? And then it may pull back down again to about this level, which it was quite busy before. So this is a good place for it to go to. And if you see something like this, where it's come down to this level and it's beginning to push back up, okay, this would, I would say, in my opinion, I would go off the assumption that at worst it's going to come up here. At best it's going to be up here. Okay? All right. So that is one scenario. Second scenario is that this indication that we see is more powerful than the one we seen on the day, which is highly unlikely, but it happens, okay? Which is market opens. It plays around in this area for a little bit, and then it breaks down to around here, okay? And reason why I say to around this level is because on the day we do have the cross, so I will expect it from this level over here to then begin pushing upwards, and this could be the first stop. But because it's the day, it's most likely going to be going higher, to say around here, right? Or possibly even higher than that. That would be my assumption. Now, it's important that I also mention again that, guys, once again, this is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. It is important you know how to do the homework. There are books available, there's all these things available that you should be hitting up, okay? And some of you already know what you're doing, but there's many of you that don't. And believe you me, you want to learn this stuff, you really do. I strongly recommend it, okay? So with that covered, let's take a look to see if there is anything else we can spot that could potentially help us in navigating this situation. So I'm going to go back to the day again. And then we're going to have a look to see if there's anything I can see. There isn't anything I can spot at the moment, but however, let me just put this here for the sake of it for now, and let's see how it pans out. So this hasn't happened yet, but this is just a hypothetical move that could take place. The keyword being could take place. So I'm going to leave that there for now, and I'm going to leave this here for now, and then we're going to see if price starts following this path. Okay, so this is what we got going on at the moment, and these two lines that I've just drawn, this is just based on a little feeling that just came over me just now, okay, in regards to where price could be going. And so let's go back to the hour real quick, and let's just see what we got going on again. Okay, so I would say this, there's one or two things you could do, right? There's one or two things you could do. Is first, which is the best one, is wait to see what is produced between now and the early hours of the morning, or between now and the US market opens. What price does between now and then, because we have this X over here, and we also have the X on the date as well. Once those two time zones have passed, so not the two, but the one time zone, which is the US market open, Once obviously we get to that time and pass, we should have a clear idea as to what price plans to do for that day, which is tomorrow, and then that will help us navigate overall the markets up until we get to Tuesday, where we have the CPI coming out, right? And where market is before CPI opens is going to be super important for us in terms of how we're going to navigate that space. So with all of that covered, my awesome people from around the world, I want to thank you for coming over to watch another episode of Nas100 Analysis Today. I definitely appreciate you all for coming over, okay? And I hope that this week is going to be a very profitable week for every single one of us, okay? And I will look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be very, very soon. So for now, this is Pips and Points signing out.